Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Heather and it is November 1. Happy November. I love November. I love how we're heading into the holiday season and it just feels so cozy. And to bring more coziness into our house, I love to eat cozy meals, and that is exactly what we have in our November meal plan. So just like last month, I am gonna walk you through what is coming up in the November meal plan, what the heck it is, and where you can find that as well. And before I get into that, if we haven't met before, my name is Heather and I run Fit Mama Real Food, and I love healthy food. I love all things wellness. I'm a mom of 4, and so I get the craziness that comes with dinner time and getting meals on the table. And Fit Mama Meal Plans was created to just simplify dinner so that you can have more variety with more ease. And I have been relying heavily on meal plans and really the simplified strategy with how these meal plans are built. So if you're not familiar with them, the way they're built is that every week has 4 dinners planned, and we prioritize 2 different proteins. We say it's chicken, we'll cook twice the amount of chicken in our first meal and then repurpose that saved chicken, the leftovers, into a totally new meal. And then we'll do that again, say it's with ground beef, cook double the amount of ground beef for the first meal, it's flavored already, and then we transform that into something totally new later in the week. So I love this style of cooking. It's how I cook in my kitchen, and it's how I created these meal plans almost a couple of years now. And it just saves time. So I'm excited to share all about the November meal plan with you. And I've been relying on these heavily because my mind has been so wrapped up in cookbook things. If you missed the announcement about my cookbook, I'll put a link down below or here or wherever you find them, wherever you're watching this, and you can check that out. That is coming in early December. Okay, we're gonna dive into week 1, and week 1 we're focusing on ground chicken and ground beef. So for our first meal, we're gonna be cooking chicken burgers, and the chicken is seasoned with some coconut aminos, fish sauce, garlic granules, and a few other seasonings, but it's getting that umami flavor. When we add in that fish sauce, oh my gosh, it just takes it to another level. And you can serve these with a salad, your favorite salad dressing, or we've got some on the blog as well if you're looking for a good salad dressing. Then what I love most is what we're gonna turn those chicken burgers into. We're gonna turn it into a chicken and veggie bowl with roasted red pepper sauce. The roasted red pepper sauce is the best thing ever. It is so flavorful, it is so good. In the summertime when bell peppers are, easier to come by, they're at their peak ripeness, they're a good price, you can use fresh bell peppers and roast them yourself, but I love to just rely on a jar of roasted red bell peppers. It makes it super fast and super easy to throw this sauce together. For our beef, we are gonna make a beef chili, and it's just such a simple base beef chili. You can add beans into it. It doesn't have beans, but you can stretch this even further and make it even bigger batch by adding a can or 2 of beans into it. Serve it with sour cream. Maybe you scoop it with tortillas or serve it over rice. However you like to enjoy your chili. This is such a tasty recipe. And then the chili is gonna get turned into butternut squash chili mac, which we legit had a couple of days ago because I made a big batch of the beef chili on Saturday, and then on Monday we had the butternut squash chili mac. It's my healthy mac and cheese that has lots of butternut squash in it, and then you simply add in your leftover chili to change up that flavor. And I love that the little bit of cheesiness goes really well with that chili. Okay, week 2. Week 2 we're gonna be cooking stir-fry beef and salmon. And for the stir-fry beef, we're going to make some beef heroes. And I love this because your beef, you simply marinate and then you put it in the oven and it cooks. Well, you can chop up your veggies, make some tzatziki sauce, which is a cucumber yogurt sauce. If you haven't made it before, it's super simple to throw together. So this is a very fresh tasting meal, but crazy easy because we're using stir-fry beef, which is already sliced up. And then the leftover steak is going to get turned into a steak and portobello kale salad. So we're gonna roast up our portobello mushrooms. If you can't find big portobello mushrooms, just use any mushroom that you can find and just slice that up. And we'll be massaging our kale in some balsamic vinaigrette. We've got some, what is it? We've got it in here, dried fig. Dried fig goes into it. So that little bit of sweetness with all of that savory goodness and that bite from the balsamic vinegar is perfection. And then our salmon recipes are going to be salmon tacos. And hi, you guys, I have to tell you all about how we make this salmon. Okay, so it's not your typical like season the salmon and then put it in the oven and it bakes. This salmon is cooked in a pan. And we're gonna be adding some avocado oil, honey, coconut aminos, chili powder, paprika, garlic granules, and sea salt into the pan. We simmer it, we put the salmon on, and then we flip it, and it's like all the flavors absorb into the salmon, and it makes it so delicious. And then we're gonna pair that with a very simple sauce. We've got that little bit of sweet heat in the salmon with this cool crunch from the slaw. Did I convince you that that is so tasty? Because it really is. And then our coziness is gonna continue with salmon chowder. So the salmon gets repurposed again into new flavors. And the flavors that were in the salmon tacos work really well in this chowder as well. So we've got a very basic chowder recipe with potatoes and celery and onion, but we're keeping it dairy free because we're gonna be using coconut milk, which is my favorite sub to keep our soups dairy free. It keeps it super creamy and of course delicious with our salmon. Okay, next up, we're at week 3 and we're gonna be using ground beef and chicken breast. So our ground beef recipe is going to be our barbecue beef zucchini meatballs with crispy potatoes and a slaw. And these meatballs have just so much good vegginess in them. They're great to prep ahead, to throw in your freezer, to just have some meatballs on hand. But we are going to repurpose those into, my brother told me that this was a weird recipe, even though it tasted good. He thought it sounded weird. It's delicious. Cheesy cauliflower barbecue meatball bake. Now hear me out. For this one, we're going to steam our cauliflower. We make a cheesy sauce that goes on top of that cauliflower, and then we take our cooked meatballs, we add barbecue sauce, and then they go on top and it all bakes together. It's cheesy goodness with like spiced meatballs, and it's phenomenal. So then the other meals that we're gonna be making in this week, we've got creamy chicken enchiladas, and this recipe has 5 ingredients. Chicken breast, cream cheese, green enchilada sauce, corn tortillas, and grated cheddar. It is the easiest, probably the easiest meal out of all of them to make. We simply cook our chicken, and then we don't roll up our enchiladas because I do not have time for that. If you do, you can, but we make them like lasagna style, where we're layering it on there, and then it goes in the oven and serve it with your favorite taco toppings. And then our chicken is gonna get turned into a chicken noodle and kale soup. I love to make this meal in the crock pot so that I can just throw everything in and then it's waiting for me, especially because the chicken will already be cooked. So really just chop all your veggies, throw it all in there along with all your seasonings, let it cook all day, and then at the end of the day, throw in your egg noodles, and it's gonna be done super quickly. But of course, the how-to for on the stovetop is included with the recipe. For week 4 in November, it's our Thanksgiving themed meal. So we're going to be making a honey mustard turkey tenderloin with garlic mashed potatoes and green beans. Now, when this meal plan was originally created, was in 2020, and families were not gathering in large amounts. And so I wanted to be sure to include something that was a very simplified version of a Thanksgiving meal. You've got some turkey, you've got your mashed potatoes, and you've got some green beans. Of course, you can add so many other sides and alternatives, but again, very simplified, very pared down, also very delicious. That's what we're gonna be making in the first meal. And then our turkey is going to get transformed into a turkey BLT salad. So you can use this meal if you made that previous meal, or if you just have a whole bunch of leftover turkey, turn it into this turkey BLT salad. It includes the recipe for my favorite kaffir ranch, which anybody that tries it loves it. If you have not tried it, you can get it in this meal plan. You can also find it on the blog as well. And our last couple of meals in week 4 is our Mexican pasta bake. This is with a base of ground beef. Again, we're gonna cook twice the amount to use later in the week. We've got macaroni pasta, we've got salsa, black beans, yogurt, and frozen corn, and all of our taco seasonings. It goes together in a casserole dish, heats up together, and it comes out so delicious. And then our ground beef is going to turn into the cover photo of this meal plan, which is our very veggie sloppy joes. And it's very veggie because in the actual sloppy joe, it's got bell pepper, onion, and carrots. But then we're also gonna serve this in some roasted stuffed sweet potatoes. Of course, if sweet potatoes are not your favorite, you could have it in buns like sloppy joes normally are served. You could have it on a salad. You could have it with some rice. You can serve it in however you'd like. But the combo of the sloppy joe mixture with the sweet potatoes is really good. So if you are a sweet potato fan, I highly suggest trying it as written. Like every meal plan has, we have bonus recipes included as well. We've got 2 for breakfast, 2 for lunch, 2 more dinners, and 2 more snacks. So I'm just going to list them off so you can hear them, and I'll throw up a picture of them as well. For breakfast, we've got our hemp granola, and then we've got whole grain apple pie pancakes, which is so very fall, apple pie pancakes. For lunch, we've got chili egg puff, which honestly works for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We've had it all throughout the day before, and it's quite tasty. And then we also have salmon pumpkin meatballs. For dinner, we've got chicken and veggie nuggets. And then we also have mini einkorn pizza bites with salami, pineapple, and kale. Those are super fun for lunch boxes as well. And then lastly, our snacks. We have peanut butter fig bars and cornbread muffins, which I highly suggest pairing with the chili in week 1, I believe it was. So for every week, there is also a grocery list that you can kind of see right there. Every week it's broken out by protein, by produce, by pantry, spices, and frozen. And then every recipe also has a nutrition breakdown. If that is some information that you like to have in recipes, it is there for you, all calculated, ready to go, ready for you to look at and use in whatever way that you want to use it. The meal plan will be linked down below, and past meal plans are also on the website. If you are looking for a different month, different recipes, you can peruse them and see what is included exactly in the meal plan, and check that out. If you found this video helpful, and if you like hearing more dinner inspiration, more meal plan ideas, definitely give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe, and I so appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to talk again soon. Bye. For dinner, we've got chicken and veggie I can't talk. For dinner, we've got chicken and veggie